Hello everybody, welcome to Immediate Meteorology. In this video, we will be talking about the supercell and tornado outlook for these upcoming severe storms that will hit most of the southeast and south areas such as Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. We're just going to jump right in, and just a disclaimer, this video is going to be a bit longer, so I just want you to know I want you to stick through it so that you will have a lot of information just in case you live in any of these areas or will get impacted by these storms. I want you to go through the whole video and make sure you know what's going on. So here we're looking at our significant tornado parameter. This is basically, if you didn't see my last couple of videos, if you look at the bottom row, it shows you it's a higher chance in what can produce tornadoes. So, first of all, with this one in the red circle, with the purples, that's 4 to 5. That is a pretty high risk for tornadoes. That has all the right juice, all the wind, bulk shear. Those are the areas you want to pay attention to. And then this is when the storms start moving through towards Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. You can see that really big white dot right in almost in the same spot as those other tornadoes that hit Mississippi last weekend. So we still have to look out for those tornadoes. They might be in the same areas, which gives it a higher risk because those areas still have enough fuel for those tornadoes. You can see this is when it starts to move more eastward towards into Alabama, into eastern Louisiana, and on the border of Mississippi, on the Mississippi River. Now, if we zoom in on the southeast coast and the southeast states like Alabama, Georgia, all that, you can see that one dot of white and purple and pink and red. That's where we're going to see the most significant tornadoes chance. That's why it's called significant tornado parameter. That's where we're going to see one of the highest chances throughout this storm. It's about southwest Alabama, and just like the previous storm, southeast Mississippi. And then this is when it moves through towards the border of Georgia and Alabama. That smaller dot on the top left, you can see that's the same dot as before. And then there's one stronger one producing over near the border of Georgia and Florida. Now this is the same dot, and you can see it has weakened, but there is still a high significant chance for tornadoes. And that other purple and brown dot on the right, we don't really have to pay attention to that much because it is already out in the Atlantic Ocean. This is our supercell composite. This is basically the areas we're really looking where most supercells could form. I'm only going to show you one of the pictures because there's a lot, but this is the one we're really focusing on. You can see there's red, and there's just a little bit of a shade of purple, if you can tell there. That's where we're going to see most of the supercell development, but as you know from the previous significant tornado parameter, it is almost in the same exact area, so that gives it an even higher chance for tornado and rotation activity. Now we're going into our bulk shear. This also supports tornado activity. It can really cause it's the wind that causes the rotation and is able to go from the horizontal rotation and turn it into the vertical rotation. So at first it's forming in the northwest and north area of Mississippi. Then it travels eastward into Alabama and Georgia, mainly in the northern areas. And then this is more widespread, stretching from places like Charlotte, North Carolina, all the way down to Birmingham, Alabama. So you can see that it is very widespread because it's stretching from those areas, and it's covering a lot of Georgia and South Carolina and just a bit of North Carolina, and then we see that other patch over in Alabama. This is our cape. This is also supports tornado and supercell activity. So this is unstable cape, which is basically the instability of, the wind, the air, the updrafts and stuff to produce those tornadoes. So first we're looking at through Sunday. You can see the main patch right now is in southern Mississippi, and then as we move on, there's another patch that is coming through into Louisiana and will eventually go through Mississippi, just like this. It breaks apart in two pieces. You can see that one piece down in very, very deep South Mississippi, southeast, and then along the border near the Mississippi River of Mississippi and Louisiana. Now we're going to be looking at our categorical outlook for the storm. So this is just today. There's not really that much of a severe threat. It's just a little bit of storm. They're just getting some casual thunderstorms in Florida. And you can see there's some marginal risk stretching from Florida up towards Arkansas and Texas. And then there is a T-storm risk for areas like that also. But this is our main focus here. This is day 2 categorical outlook. So this is mainly overnight tonight, early morning Sunday, and through Sunday afternoon. You can see that orange area, that's an enhanced risk, so it is very, very significant severe storms, supercell production and tornadoes possible, stretching all the way from South Carolina around and like the southern halves of Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, and the northern half of Louisiana. This is the tornado outlook. You can see it is very similar to this. It's basically in the same widespread area as the other one. And there is a significant risk for tornadoes. Now, this won't be an as bad tornado outbreak, if there even will be a tornado outbreak, honestly, as the previous storms, but I still think there will be a couple of tornadoes. Here we're looking at our hail outlook. It's mainly not really much of Georgia and South Carolina like the tornado outlook. However, it is in lots of Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, and just a bit of Arkansas, except that significant risk is covering lots of Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas. This is our wind outlook, the damaging winds. You can see, once again, it's just like the enhanced and tornado risk, except the hatched is different. The hatched looks like the hail, which is Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. It looks almost exact to the hail if you look at that from previously. Finally, for this video, we're looking at our day 3 categorical outlook. So this is just like last week when it moves out to the coast of North Carolina, South Carolina, and some of Georgia. Last week's storm was moving slower, so it was able to build up north and make a really long squall line. That went all the way through towards New York City, which is very, very long. However, this one is only showing that it's only going to be the southern areas of North Carolina and South Carolina, not as widespread as before. And then this is basically the same thing. It's just a probability outlook. You can see it's less than the T-storm outlook in this one. So this is our 7-day precipitation. So here we're looking at our total rainfall in a week in advance. This is just the total amount of rainfall that has fallen. You can see that a lot of Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi have been slammed pretty hard, and a bit of South Carolina. especially Alabama, you can see those 4 or 5 inch precipitation, and then there's that one patch of 6 inch over in Mississippi. So they're going to see the most precipitation over there and the most rainfall. So now we're going to go ahead and look at our simulated radar. You can see this is when the storms start to form. This is just a different front that's moving through, not the front that will cause all these storms. You can see some of that rain, and then the real front starts to come in, the low pressure system. So that's the first patch of, it's just like last week where the patch forms around Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas as it strengthens. And then it becomes 2 where it goes up towards Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama. It becomes those 2 patches just like last week. This is very, very similar to last week. And then this is when it becomes the squall line, just like last week, stretching from South Carolina towards a bit of the panhandle of Florida. The good thing about this is last week's squall line stretched all the way up to like places like Virginia and Kentucky. However, this one will only reach towards southern North Carolina, so it won't be that bad. But you can see that arrow is showing indicating the squall line there. And then this is when the storms weaken and move out towards the Atlantic Ocean, and that's really when everything is okay and everything is weakened. With that, I thank you guys for watching. I know this video might have been a little bit longer, but I just wanted to inform you guys as much as possible. So if you enjoy content like this, if you want to get more weather updates, please hit the subscribe button, because I know that most of the people that watch my channel don't subscribe. I got over 50 views on my last video, and I only have 17 subscribers. So please hit that subscribe if you're watching. Hit the bell if you want more weather updates. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Or update, I should say. Bye.